The standing ground law is currently being debated in Parliament, and this allows citizens of a country to defend themselves against criminal elements when they attempt to break into your house, allowing you to use deadly force. It sounds pretty good on paper, but here's something that you guys need to be aware of. Take a look at this video, guys.
Nothing in this bill, if you as a homeowner shoot and kill someone who has entered your premises, there's nothing in this bill that prevents you from being charged for murder. There is nothing in this bill, Mr. Speaker, that prevents that legitimate homeowner with a firearm or using a weapon, a knife, a baseball bat, whatever it is, to defend your own family in your home from going to trial in the criminal courts, being arrested, charged, and then having to face a trial because all the defenses they say this bill provides, you have to now go into court and convince a judge and a jury that it applies to you.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan, coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Alright, and you see the video here that I showed. Alright, there's something also that in the States they are doing that also in Babylon, you know, where, you know, people could hold a firearm and whatnot to defend their homes, right? And that happening, that is a while now, that like that some years now, right? But here in Trinidad, you know, they never really had it that way. Alright, you had to be on a certain level, you had to be in a certain particular job and whatnot in order to have these things, right? But now what they're doing, they're bringing it here to Trinidad, right, and Tobago, where they want people to be able to own their own firearm and whatnot. Now, for those of you who know down here, you know, here there's not a place that could really do something like that, because a lot of people have that kind of itch in hand, you know, and they're always getting away with each other and whatnot. Alright, so, you know, these people, you know, the government, and more or less really and truly is so, because he is the one that controlling every one of these governments. He knows that if he do something like this, he will, if he put out something like this, people are going to unalive each other, you know, for the lack of bread, you know, for getting away with each other. Alright, for someone committing adultery against someone else, and you know, is all kind of different ways things could happen. Alright, and what they're really trying to do is plot a evil scheme, right, an evil trap, to be able to catch Jake, you know, and to prosecute Jake more. Alright, and also to bring to bring the place into chaos, right? And when they talk about you know, Kamala the sister, you know, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago today, you know, she came out and she explained things like this, that, you know, people should have firearms. Alright, and when people come in to rob and steal in your home, you know, empty the clip on them. That's what she said. Empty the clip. Alright, if I had the video here still, I would show it, but this is things that she said, right? And it's bear with my Bible question. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Alright, I get some videos here. Alright, so what I tell you about Shimei Shai. Anyway, fair use. This is just for edification purposes only. Alright, let's see.
Load up your magic, light them up. I tell you again, load up your magic, light them up. Empty the clip, and when you're done, knock it on them, knock it again, and then call my name. I am Kamala.
Alright, so you hear what she said there. Alright, and this is what the same guy was going into, right? With that that bill that they want to push. Alright, here in Trinidad and Tobago here. And we're seeing how things escalating and whatnot. So you have to pay attention to how everything is lining up perfectly. Alright, where you know the US is out in the waters there in the Caribbean Sea. Alright, waiting for their orders to invade Venezuela. Alright, Venezuela is already gears up, already waiting for when those things start to happen. You know, they are going to basically attack back and so forth. So is a lot of chaos, a lot of madness is going to be taking place on in the Caribbean here, right? And then in Babylon, you know, they looking to push more military out on the streets of America. Alright, and you know, and that is going to take more place in 2026, you know, and that is going to also stir up even more tension, even more chaos, alright, even more problems, you know. So it's going to be like a worldwide confusion, a worldwide thing taking place. Alright, 2026 could actually be that time where Jacob's trouble really kicks off. Alright, and all hell break loose. Alright, Abarataza. Alright, Tawada Teyao Bashim Yoshai. Let's listen to this woman here again.
When I said light them up and empty the clip, of course if a man is there over your wife, raping your wife, what?
Alright, again, fair use, fair use. Alright, this is just for edification purposes only. And listen carefully to what she's saying.
When I said light them up and empty the clip, of course if a man is there over your wife, raping your wife, what are you going to do? Empty the clip. And I want you to think about if you have a child, someone is there raping your daughter. What do you do? Stand up and watch and say, no, the law says I must use reasonable force. I'll push him over with my hand. No, I stand by empty the clip. And I stand by also giving law-abiding citizens the right to bear arms.
Alright, so this is what they want to do. Alright, now they will come with a smooth saying, the smooth words and whatnot. Right? Making it sound like is you know, if someone come to grape, you know, your wife and whatnot, you know, but is more than that. Alright? It's more than that. When it is someone, you know, who she really targeting is the so-called black man. Right? Because what she's doing is basically putting people in more poverty, taking away jobs from people. Alright? The CPEP workers who does normally cut the grass, you know, clean up the streets and whatnot, she removed them, right? And you know these people are family and whatnot. These people trying their best to do the correct thing, alright? They trying their best to live good, so-called good, right? But really and truly, you know, she taking that away from them and bringing them to a point where it is their belly is basically in their hand. And what they're going to do when they get those clips, when they get those devices in their hand, alright? They're going to use it. They're going to use it to do what? To rob, to steal, alright? To defend themselves. And other people are going to use it to defend back themselves, alright? So it's going to be like the Wild Wild West, alright? There's a lot of chaos is going to take place, and this is what these devils are doing, alright? Let's come here. Alright, this is Esau Edom here for you. Alright, and Esau is really the ones that pulling the strings and making your government and them to say these type of things and whatnot, because they basically telling them what to say. Alright, if you watch it in the movies, or even if it is in part of this even when you're in part of the government sector and whatnot, alright, those of you who was in it and whatnot, you will understand that it have screens that it is put in front of these podiums and whatnot, where people is be speaking, that they just give them words to say, right? They just give them words to say. They have things that they have to follow. They have, sometimes there is a piece of paper, right, they might have in front of them that they have to read from, right, in order to keep things in a particular order for them, right, not for the government, for them, the higher ups, right. Now this is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, these 6 things do the Lord hate, 7 is an abomination unto him. It says, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Right? But this is about Esau here. Alright? And Esau is the ones that controlling the narrative. Who's controlling Esau? Who's controlling everyone totally? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? It says here, and heart that deviseth wicked imagination, feet that be swift in running to mischief, right? He false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren, right? This is how Esau mind is. Alright, Esau mind is very corrupted, is very mischievous. Alright, he's like what? He's like this movie, Dennis the Menace. Alright, that little white boy that just mischievous, always looking to do some kind of wicked act. That is how Esau is. That is how the so-called white man is. These people have something against Jacob. You have a perpetual hatred against Jake. Alright? So all this that they want to do, they actually want to bring forth chaos. They know they want to bring forth problems on the earth. Reputation as a troublemaker. All is notes. Salakia. It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people, Israel. Right? Israel. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Right? It says, yet in the end they will be saved. Right? Who is going to be saved? Only the elect is going to be saved. Alright? Only the elect. Alright? The whole of Israel is going to be saved, you know. But the 2/3 are going to get cut off on the side. They are going to go by the sword. Right? The sword of Esau Edom. Alright? The so-called white man. The top banking elites. These are the people that, you know, are coming on with great wrath right now. Alright? And that's why they're bringing forth all kind of different plans, ways to do things, because they're planning to bring chaos. Right? Now let's come here, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right? The whole world that is. Alright? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? What's the modern day sword today? A blinky. Right? That's the modern day sword today. And it could be any kind of weapon actually. Want something that might, you know, will be able to unalive you. That is a weapon. Right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So they won't care what the government say. They won't care what the prime minister say. They won't care what the president say. They won't care what Esau say. Right? People will reach that point where it is they don't give a ass what's taking place. They have a blinky in their hand. They have they weaponize themselves, and they just making a move to put everything into their own hands. This is what people are going to be doing in that time. Alright? People are going to gather up to steal people's foods, to break into people's homes. people are going to prep themselves to defend their homes. Alright? And then it have the men of the Lord who are prepping themselves to meet with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Alright? They are the ones who have the wisdom. Alright? Money is a defense, wisdom is a defense. Right? But that money is coming to naught very soon. So when that money of our defense all phase out, what are you people out there going to do? Alright, what are you going to do when that money phase out? What are you going to do? All your defense gone. Therefore it's going to have chaos. But wisdom is also a defense. And having wisdom, you will know who to call upon. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, and he's only standing for Israel. He's only coming for the 1/3 of Israel, starting with the 144,000 men. Abaratazah, we make it in that number. Verse 16 again, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their cause of their actions shall stand in their own power." So they won't care about what it is anyone else say. Whoever in charge, they won't care. They will do whatever they please. Right? It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Right? Because it's going to have all kind of armies, all kind of, they will have plenty of Esau armies. The place is going to be in chaos. You know, they won't be able to go any and anywhere just so. Alright? It's going to have checkpoints. It's going to have different things. Alright? It's going to have those that living out in the wilderness and the bush, you know, stealing from each other, you know, unaliving each other, eating each other. There's all kind of different madness is going to take place. And this is what you people out here have to understand. You Israelites out there, you have to understand that. It's not no good times coming. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Let that sink in. "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled." Alright, have a lot of prideful people walking this earth today. Alright, pride going before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. So these people are going to fall. Alright? It says, "The house shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid." Alright, so all them men who is, you know, is bad boys and whatnot, you know, they fighting amongst each other, you know, they robbing people and whatnot, they going into stores and robbing here without a mask and all these things, you know, they also going to be afraid. Right? It's going to reach a point where the Lord is going to put that spirit on people to do certain type of acts. Right? Jacob's trouble is going to be a hell of a thing. And Abaratazah, that day of Jacob's trouble might kick off more or less by next year, 2026. Right? It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." Right? The modern day sword. "And spoil their goods," meaning what? Stealing their goods. "Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Right? Great tribulation is upon this sinful nation. Great tribulation is coming upon this earth. Understand what's taking place. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is almost here. So with that, I hope this lesson here was edifying to the elect of Israel. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Raka'ah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole elect. Shalom and Abad Babal.